him no problem. Well, good morning. Welcome back to the reloading room. It's too bad we can't put all this on YouTube, because this is some good stuff. This is the kind of skills that you can take with you for a lifetime. I'm finishing up. If you remember from the last video, I'm finishing up my 30-30 brass. Getting it ready for the next stage. But I know I've talked about this. I'm going to add to this right now some safety things. There's absolutely, and a couple other things I kind of want to throw in here too. So many people that know very little about what you're talking about want to tell you that it's cheaper to buy factory ammunition than it is to reload it. Well, that's a myth. Once you, and I've already done a video where you can set up your entire reloading room off eBay for around $200 to $250. Now that doesn't get you what I've got. What I've got has been something that's been going together for more than 40 years. But what it does get you, it gets you everything you need to start reloading rifle bullets and pistol bullets. And then you can add from there. But there's one thing that I don't think I have covered enough, and that's why I want to keep putting it in some of these videos. The only part of this that gets dangerous is powder. If you load too much powder, you got a problem. If you load too little powder, you got a problem. Because the primer itself is enough to send a bullet down the barrel. But most of the time, not enough to let it go out the barrel. So now you've got an obstruction in your barrel. So if you fire a live round after that, you're going to blow the gun up in your face. So that's why powder, measuring powder, in my estimation, is the most dangerous part of this. So make sure that when you start weighing powder and measuring powder, that you thoroughly understand zeroing out your scales. And I know I have done a video on it. It is in my playlist under reloading and self-defense. You can go in there, and I completely did a whole video on zeroing out your powder scales. Because if you don't zero out your powder scales, whether it's digital or whether it's the oh shoot, I forgot the name the other day too. Oh shoot. Anyways, I called it the manual scales the other day too. It's because it's something I don't call them. I just call them scales. So, but anyways, the real term is oh shoot. Whatever. And my cold and everything else is still causing me to mislabel everything and trip over my tongue. Anyways, you've got to make sure your scales are zeroed out. And you will find that in my playlist. I will also do another one because I have decided that that's probably the most important thing that I can tell people. That and stay in your book. Don't vary from your book. When you've been doing it a long time and you understand things more, then you can step out and try a couple things different, but never ever ever get away from your manual. And you know how I am. Get yourself a manual. Don't rely on the internet. The manual you'll always have. They're not that much money. I have every single manual I've ever bought in the last 40 years. And sometimes you go back and you look at the old loads because they were different than what they are nowadays. Loads used to be a little bit hotter in some cases. But zero in your scales. Zero in your scales. That's all I can say there. And make sure you're using the proper powder. You know what I mean? Double check your powder. When you got your bench set up for reloading, only have one kind of powder on the bench. The kind of powder that you're using. Whoops. Three, that takes care of, well, four. That takes care of them, all four of them. Yeah, looks like I got 8 of them that are all primed. And I got 4 more over on the shelf over there that's all primed. So I'm just going to put some powder in those, put a bullet on top of them, and use them for sighting in the rifle. Look at that. Now, it must be time for a coffee. Yeah, I don't want to scare you, but that's what I mean. There's nothing up here. A can of powder on its own will not blow up. It'll burn hot, but it will not blow up. If you put it in an airtight container, like a steel box, and light it on fire, now you've just got a bomb. But now from this point, I take a nasty old t-shirt and just wipe these up, drop them into the tray, yeah, drop them into the tray. We just spun that around. You guys can have coffee with me for, you know, I am trying to make myself available. Not that I am a wizard or I'm the best or any of that, but I am trying to make myself available to anybody that wants to pick up this reloading and has some questions. I'm sure that there are smarter people out there than me, but I have been doing it a long time. And us Mainers, you know, we don't like paying for things. Anyways, I was talking earlier about cost and the myth. These boxes of bullets will cost me, for a box of 20, will cost me less than $5. These 30-30 bullets will actually cost me less than $4. They'll cost me less than $4 a box. And when I priced them out for a mongrel brand, nothing fancy, they were $33 a box. So I'm telling you, them people that say, and they just don't know any better. Now, if you go out and you spend $5,000 on equipment to get set up, well, you ain't never going to build cheap ammunition. But if you go out and get yourself an RCBS press, or get yourself a press off eBay, Get yourself 1 or 2 pounds of powder to get yourself started. Pick up some bullets. Pay attention to clearance sales. Pay attention to clearance sales. I've been watching bullets for this 30-30. They were $40 for a box of 100. What was it? 170 grain flat nose, because these are going into a lever action. They were $40 a box, on sale for $27. They had a clearance of $27. So I put them in my shopping cart, and I came back that following Friday, and I was going to purchase them. And when I logged on, they were still on clearance, but now they were on clearance for $13 a box. $13 100. Them are prices from 40 years ago for a box of bullets. So I changed my order from 4 boxes to 6 boxes. Plus I already had a box. So that gives me 700 30-30 bullets. I will never use up 700 bullets in that rifle. But they're a 30 caliber bullet. So I can use them in a .308. I can use them in my .30-06. And I can use them in my .30-30. So $13 a box got me a whole bunch of factory bullets. Now I'm shooting lead, but I want to follow up the lead after each shooting. When I go to the shooting range, I want to follow up the lead bullets with 2 or 3 jacketed bullets. I think that helps a little bit in keeping your barrel clean. But that's it. That's it in a nutshell. So I think I covered about all I want to cover in this video this week. Eric, I'm really glad that you left in your comment last week that you enjoy the reloading videos. I don't want other people to get bored. I just think this is an important thing to share with people, and I can't do it over on YouTube. So I'll try to mix it up. We'll have some fishing stuff over here. We'll have some rant videos like always. And at the same time, I can be getting some of these reloading videos up there for people like 45 and his 2 sons, and Shane up in the middle of the state. And I got a few other people. I got some other guys that have decided to spend some time putting together a reloading room. So you guys have a great day. I'm gonna have a cup of coffee on the way out of here. Finish cleaning up my brass. And then work on putting some primers in. So you guys have a great day.